Before we even get into what's happening on December 26th of 2025, let me just tell you this. If you are a green card holder, a visa holder, or honestly anyone who travels in and out of the United States, the rules you've been used to for the last 10, 20, even 30 years are about to change. And this isn't one of those airport rumors that drift around social media. This isn't somebody's cousin repeating something that they heard from their neighbor who works at immigration. This is official. It's in writing. It's been signed, stamped, published, and scheduled to go into effect. And it will reshape how the United States tracks every non-citizen's travel into and out of the country moving forward. Now, you know me. I don't come on here to scare you. Absolutely not. I come on here because I want you to walk into those airports informed, confident, and prepared. When you know what's ahead of you, nothing catches you off guard. And this change coming on December 2026 in 2025, which is only a couple of weeks away, is the kind of update that people wish someone had explained to them before they booked their ticket or went to the airport. So stick with me until the end, because once you understand what's actually happening in the travel climate, you will be ahead of 90% of the travelers that will be going to that airport. So here's the heart of it. The Department of Homeland Security has finalized a rule that requires the collection of biometric data, specifically facial photographs, from every non-U.S. citizen entering or leaving the country. And when I say every, I mean every. Green card holders, visa holders, students, workers, visitors, people on the visa waiver program, even individuals who used to be exempt, like certain diplomats and children. The only people who get to say no to this are U.S. citizens, like myself. And even they have to verbally opt out of it. Everyone else, the system is mandatory. No exceptions at the airport. The system is moving forward. And if you plan to cross a U.S. border, your biometric facial data is going along with you. What makes this such a huge shift is that it applies not only when you arrive, but when you leave. The United States has always struggled with exit tracking. The country could tell when you came into the country because you walked directly up to an immigration officer and you handed them your passport and any other documents that you may have. But the moment you left the country, everything became fuzzy. Some people never received exit stamps. Some airlines forget to update their departure list. Some travelers arrived into Mexico or Canada without any formal record that they had gone. And the messy part is that all of those missing exit records could later show up in immigration cases. People applying for visas, green cards, or even U.S. citizenship would have to convince an officer that they did, in fact, leave the country when they said they did. You can imagine the stress that would cause. But starting December 26th, the U.S. government won't need to guess anything anymore. You step up to the camera at the airport, they capture your face, you come back home, another photo verifies your identity that you came home. You leave the country next summer, the camera records the exact moment that you walked out of the country. The entire timeline of your travel history becomes exact. No more guessing, no more missing pieces, no more relying on stamps, no more trying to explain why a date doesn't match or add up. The system will see you, confirm you, and record you automatically. Now, if you're a green card holder, this is where things become very real and technical. Permanent residency comes with responsibilities. And one of those responsibilities is proving that you actually live in the United States. I don't mean visiting, not occasionally stopping by, but genuinely living here and paying your taxes Many green card holders travel long-term for family emergencies. Some travel for work assignments or extended stays abroad. And that's okay when it's documented and within the rules. But the U.S. government has always looked closely at long absences, especially anything over 6 months. Before this new rule, things were sometimes flexible, of course, because exit data wasn't perfect. If your passport stamp was faint or missing or out of order, you could explain it, you could provide an explanation. And oftentimes the immigration officers would understand. But now, the system keeps the receipt. If you stayed outside the country for 8 months and you have a green card, the biometric timeline will show 8 months. If you left repeatedly for long periods, the system will show every single trip, how long you were gone, and whether those absences suggest that the U.S. is no longer your primary residence. And I'm not saying that to make you nervous or anything. I'm saying it because if you rely on your green card, you need to understand how closely your travel history will now be examined as of December 26th. This is the kind of information that immigration officers will use when reviewing your re-entry, your renewals, and eventually your citizenship application. For visa holders, the impact is just as big, but in a different way. Every visa comes with a specific expiration date or authorized stay and overstay, even by a few days, can cause major problems in the future. In the old days, some overstays went unnoticed because the exit data was not clear or they didn't have enough information. But with biometric tracking, the system will show exactly when your foot stepped into the United States and exactly when you stepped off of it, or out of it, I should say. There's no wiggle room. There's no, I think I left on this date or my boarding pass said this. Whatever day the camera sees you leave is the day recorded in your immigration file. And that record will follow you for years. It will come up during visa renewals. It will show up during status changes. It will be reviewed during background checks. Accuracy matters now more than ever. You better believe that and let that sink in. This is not to scare you. I'm giving you the information that you will need so you don't get caught off guard. Now let's continue. Now let's talk about something that worries a lot of travelers. The accuracy of facial recognition technology itself. This technology is fast, shockingly fast. And most travelers will walk through without even realizing a camera is on them or even working. But no system is flawless. Lighting, shadows, makeup, aging, glasses, hair changes, even small differences can sometimes throw the system off. Studies have also shown that these systems can be a little less accurate when identifying darker-skinned individuals like African Americans or women and even older adults. And if the computer can't match you right away, it's not a crime and it's not a red flag. It simply means that a CBP officer will check your documents manually. It might take a little longer and, keep up more of your time, especially on a busy travel day. So if you've got a tight connection, just prepare mentally and please arrive early. The goal isn't to make your life harder or difficult. The goal is to get the identity match correct the first time. Another thing that people ask is what happens to the photographs after the biometric system, snaps you? And I'll be honest, this is the part that makes some travelers raise an eyebrow. If you're a U.S. citizen and you get scanned by accident, your photo is deleted within 12 hours. But if you're not a U.S. citizen, your photo goes into the DHS biometric identity system, where it stays for up to, guess what, 75 years. Yes, you heard right. 75 years. Basically, that's practically your entire lifetime. Every entry, every exit, every facial verification builds this long-term record for non-citizens. And whether you like it or not, that's just where immigration technology is headed right now in 2025 and beyond. Everything is becoming digital, automated, linked, and easier to analyze over time, which means the best thing that you can do is to make sure that your personal documentation stays consistent. Your passport, your visa, your green card, your travel bookings, all of it should match. Any mismatch is more likely than not to slow you down under this new travel system. Now, let's be fair here. This isn't some sudden surprise the government pulled out of thin air. No. The U.S. has been working towards this for more than 2 decades, ever since the 9/11 Commission recommended it. This comprehensive entry-exit tracking. They've been working on it for a while. Both political parties supported it. Multiple administrations continued developing it. What's different now is that the technology has finally caught up. The pilot programs have been running for years. The bugs have been tested and fixed. The privacy reviews have been done. Airports have the cameras, the software, the infrastructure, and everything they need to get this done. And now the government is ready to roll it out everywhere. And I'm not just talking about big airports, everywhere. And here's something important that I want you to hear. This is not a travel ban, so don't mistake it for one. It's not a new reason to deny people entry into the United States. It's not a tool meant to punish good travelers, no. This is a modernization of how the United States manages border security, identity verification, and travel records. For 99% of travelers who follow this rule, it won't feel dramatic. You just walk up, the camera will take your picture, you'll step forward, and you just go on with your day. Just like that, simple. Most people would barely even notice. But the impact behind the scenes, the record keeping, the immigration files, the data integrations, that's where the change really lives and really makes an impact. And that's why the most important thing that you can do right now is to be prepared. Not in a frantic way, not in a fearful way, in a practical, grown-up kind of way so you don't get caught off guard. If you're a green card holder, start paying attention to how long you spend outside of the country. If you're someone who travels for long periods of time, think about whether you need a re-entry permit before you leave. If your name changed after you got married or divorced, make sure that every document reflects the correct version. If your passport is expiring soon, don't wait until the last minute. Immigration systems love consistency. They love clarity. They love when your story lines up with your documents. That's just the bottom line. And when everything matches, everything moves faster and smoother. Let me also say this. If your immigration history has complications, like overstays, old cases, long absences, arrests, name mismatches, be sure to speak to an immigration attorney before you travel. The worst time to discover an issue is when you're standing in front of the CBP immigration officer with a line of 300 people behind you. A brief consultation with your lawyer before your travel can save you from a lot of headaches later on. And at the end of the day, the December 26th biometric rule is not meant to make travel scary. It's meant to make records more accurate. And that is the goal. And the more you understand that, the smoother your experience will be because you will be sincere. My job here is to help you travel confidently, not anxiously. So stay informed, stay prepared, and make sure that you're subscribed to this channel because in my next video, we are going to dive deeper into another update that a lot of people are already whispering about. You want to know what that is? It's the new $250 visa integrity fee that could hit certain travelers in 2025 and beyond. And trust me, there is so much misinformation floating around about that one. I'm going to break it all down for you, exactly who pays, who doesn't, and how it could impact your next trip. I hope you got some value from this video. And if you have, then you will love my deep dive into more travel insider tips and secrets. Pick up my ebook titled 25 Plus Secrets that Airports and Airlines Don't Want You to Know. Never travel again without this ebook. I'm telling you, the link is in the description. You will definitely thank me later. Until then, thank you so much for watching True Travel Treasures. Stay safe, stay informed, and travel smart, because the rules are constantly changing, and you're not going to get left behind. Not on my watch. Safe travels.